have Yaira with me, who's my cousin if you don't know. And I just wanted to I really wanted to do this video for a while actually, and I wanted to talk about being Ghanaian and being brought up in the UK, because I just feel like there's so much to learn, and that I feel like there's things that I missed out on that I don't know. Anyway, I'll get into all that. But Yaira, you were not born in the UK. You were born in Ghana, and then you later came to the UK, right? Mm-hmm. So we'll talk about that too. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to share my experience. So what I found was that being brought up in the UK, although I knew that we were typically a Ghanaian household, I didn't really know a lot. And I think that when you raise your children in the UK, you have to give them quite a lot of the culture, because it's so easy to lose your culture when you're over there, because everything you're seeing around you is contrary to that thing. And sometimes if you're not a secure person, you're not securing yourself, it's easy to then feel that you don't fit in, or something is different, like you're not the same as your friends. Yeah. And I think growing up, for me, I felt quite shy about where I was from, because I was quite timid when I was younger, so I wasn't that bold, and so I felt quite shy about telling people that, oh yeah, I'm Ghanaian. I didn't wear it like as a badge of honor or anything. I kind of like just wanted to hide, and so I didn't really. I think one of the hard things for me was like going into school and people saying, oh, what did you eat for dinner last night? And I'll be like, oh my gosh, we had banku. Oh my gosh. There's no way. Yeah, do you know, there's no way like you can go to school and talk about those things, because it was just like, although there were other Ghanaians, you know, like there wasn't really like, oh, this is a clique of Ghanaian people, so you could, you know, like how you have, okay, I've never been to prison, but you know, like when you go to prison, you have like, this is the black people, this is the Hispanics, this is the, do you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. It wasn't like that. Everybody was pretty much mixed, but I felt that everybody was just British. That's how it felt. Like you just had to try your best to be British. And so some of the things from home I wouldn't want to bring into school, because I felt like they were two separate places. And I think that when you're raising a child in the UK, I think you have to kind of like try and find a healthy balance for it, so that you don't feel out of place, and you feel normal. So although I was born there, I knew going to school and being around my peers and stuff that it was something was different, you know. Like I felt that those that were like Jamaican perhaps had it easier, because that time Africans are like, you're African, you know, there was that whole thing, you're African, there was that kind of thing. And so it wasn't like a badge of honor that you could wear. It's only as I was growing up I was like, hold on, I'm Ghanaian, I'm like really proud that I'm Ghanaian. And now because of that, I'm like, I want my children to be immersed more. And I think that's what's kind of been one of the things as to why being in Ghana for my children is so important to me. I mean, I don't know what it was like for you, because you were born here and then you went to UK. What was your kind of like experience of then moving to the UK after having had like many of your years here?
I found it quite strange, to be honest.
So how old were you when you went to the UK?
12, 13.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, that's a hard age though.
Well, it was, but I was quite introvert kind of person. Even when I was going to school in Ghana, I was very on my own all the time. And, you know, but then at home I'll be very like playing with my friends and things. But then when I went to the UK, I just lost, like everything became new, I just didn't know how to relate with certain things. So I was always on my own, quiet, and I was actually bullied at school as well, so that made it even more difficult for me to...
Why were you bullied though?
I don't know whether it's because I was quiet or if I was...
Did you have an accent, a Ghanaian accent at the time?
I did, didn't I? Yeah, I did. There was a lot of... What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing to me? No, I was like, maybe because of that, and maybe because I was quiet, I wasn't talking to anybody. I'll be at school, go in my class, finish what I need to do, and walk home, and it was like that every day. So I wasn't really relating to anyone. You know, I found it quite difficult, to be honest, especially in secondary school. And then high school, I started opening up a little bit more and started going to a Ghana church, and that's when I started, you know, embracing the whole Ghana.
Absolutely. Because I think as children, we're quite vulnerable, so it kind of sometimes feels that like you want to be in the in crowd in order to feel like safe. And sometimes, but we don't feel that it's okay to not be in with the in kind. We don't feel that it's okay to have an identity outside of what everyone else is doing, and so that can make it like really difficult if you're not a very strong person in that way.
Yeah.
So for me, I was also bullied in school as well.
Oh, really?
I was bullied as well, but I'm not sure. Not because I was African or anything like that. I was very, like I said, I was very shy, I was very timid. So I guess some people knew that they could do whatever. They could kind of walk over me to an extent. And I feel like there was a bit of jealousy there too, but we'll talk about that one another time. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So there was that kind of thing. But I feel like at a certain age, children are so vulnerable that it's very difficult. Everyone's trying to fight for a space in the world, and it can be quite difficult. But obviously, coming from Ghana and then going to UK, that must have been so hard. Like, I cannot imagine what that was really. That must have been really, really hard for you.
It was very difficult. And I think at that age gap, that age, teenage, where you're growing, certain things are happening to you.
Hormones and everything.
Oh my gosh, I felt like there was no one I could.
Yeah.
Oh, it was difficult.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Yeah.
So when you were at home, what language did you speak at home?
Initially, because my mom speaks Tree, so I was living with my mom. So, like I said before, I was speaking Ewe, the Ga, because I lived in Accra. Ewe from the Volta region, and then the Tree because you can pick it up. So I was speaking those languages, a tiny bit of Hausa as well.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I was like, I'm on a roll. But then when I went to Ghana, my mom was like, let's speak English because you'll be going to school. And I thought, I've been speaking English before I left Ghana anyway.
So you could already speak English anyhow.
But then she just kept speaking English, wasn't speaking any other language. But then she would speak Tree to her friends, and speak English at home. So I was a bit confused. And then slowly I started losing the language, and then every time somebody would speak to me, I'd be like, what does that mean? It's
so easy to lose a language when you're not speaking it all the time, or when you're not hearing it all the time. It's so easy.
I think I was quite lucky to join a church over there, like a Ghana church, and people were freely speaking Ewe, the Tree, the Ghana, one or two people. So I started picking it up, and then obviously now I speak it, people are like, you sound Brody. Speaking Tree,
it's
like
the brothel version.
But I'm still speaking it anyway. You want to correct me, you know, the teachers let me know. But I'm proud of what where I'm from, and I like to, live that culture, live that root, so it's not something I'm ashamed of. Just trying to
No, I completely understand. Like for me growing up, my parents at home always spoke Ewe to each other, always. So even before my parents even knew, I could understand Ewe. They didn't even have a clue. I could understand, and they didn't know that I could understand, because we used to come to Ghana like every 2 years, like every time, without fail, we'd be in Ghana every day. So playing with the children and stuff like that, you'd pick stuff up. I'd pick up my parents' speakers because I could understand everything. But the only thing my parents did not teach me to speak, they didn't force me to speak, and I feel like I missed out. Like that was such a critical moment. If I could understand, it would have been so easy for me to then speak. And because it wasn't done at home, like they, like let's say like you said, people would speak, they'll speak to each other in Tree or Ewe or whatever, and then they'll speak to you in English. So it's like, man, it's like it hurts so much. I'm like, why?
I do remember, because when I come to your house, your mom and dad, they would speak to each other in Ewe, but then they're like, go and give me this. You see?
I
remember
so
that.
So like you miss out. So I feel like it's so important, especially if you're bringing up your children abroad, to make sure that they still have an element of culture in them, and they can understand that culture properly, because a lot of the time I feel like I didn't really understand the culture. The only thing that really helped me was that my parents used to go to this group called Noviha. And so it was like a Ghanaian group, so they would have parties, and I remember we did this traditional dance thing, and then we had
dance. I remember that.
So we had to put the cloth on and the beads and everything, and then we'd be doing the dance, and like things like that were fun. But honestly, I didn't really understand it as a child. I feel like they could have gone in a little bit, add a bit more seasoning to the thing, and I would have been alright. Like I feel like if I knew more about like my culture and really understood that, you know what, there are kings and queens, do you know what I mean, there's royalty blood coming through, I would have been much stronger in who I was, rather than trying to find my identity in something that wasn't necessarily me. So when I was at home and my parents would cook dinner, I'd be like, please can we have chips, please can we have chips? Not because chips was my favorite food, but it would have been easier for me to go and say, you know what, yesterday I had chips. But then, do you know, lifestyle was so different over there. It was so different. Like a lot of my friends, you know, they'll go fancy dress party. I said, which one is fancy dress party? I've never been to a fancy dress party. Maybe like when I was 15 and I was old enough to kind of do, you know, like
even Halloween, they'll be like, what is
which one? What trick or treat where? You know, like there are those kind of things. So there's still that influence because Ghanaians like, what is trick or treat? What are you going to do? But over there, everyone did that, and so I feel like that's another part where you kind of feel like you don't quite fit because you want to do those things because your friends are doing those things.
Yeah.
But you know, there's a reason behind maybe why your parents don't want you to do that.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like your parents want you to mix. The only friends that I really, really knew at a certain time was family friends. If you had an auntie who had children that were similar, they were your friends.
Exactly.
Do you see what I mean? You didn't really have friends outside, like, oh, I'm going to my friend's house. It wasn't, I didn't really have a lot of that. I know everyone's upbringing is different, but I did not really have a lot of that.
We were mostly home, weren't we?
Yeah, until I got to a certain age, like maybe when I was in secondary school, and then I started forming different, better friendships, then maybe I would have those. But even that, it was only selected few people that I had.
True.
But it was really, really different, very difficult to kind of fit in when you're being, you know, born into a place that is not really.
Yeah. I was just thinking about when we have lessons, like cooking lessons, for example. Say bring something in and cook. I'll be like, oh, what should I cook? Bakpo or jollof or okra soup or something. And I'm thinking they're gonna be laughing at me.
Yeah.
And then you tend to eat pasta and you know.
You see, so it's almost like you dull yourself down to fit in.
Yeah.
You know?
Try and fit in.
Right, and then actually those things would have been creative for maybe other people. Let them be wild. Yes, this is what we do. Like you come and say, wow, I've never seen that before. You know?
It was later on after college or whatever, and I started having friends, and I thought, you know what, let me actually do something from Ghana. Let them taste.
Exactly.
Yeah, they were like, oh, that's actually nice. Did you cook yourself?
Yeah,
said,
do you see?
But they liked it.
These things need to be instilled younger.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't easy.
Yeah, it was very difficult growing up.
Now that we're having to explore and appreciate and learn more about what we did.
Exactly. With this whole thing of social media, it's opened up the door to so many things. Like you can see different cultures. Like before, I didn't really know about, even outside of Africa, I didn't know about all these different cultures. The only thing I knew was British. What the British people. I didn't really know. Like, so like people maybe from Italy may have been facing a similar thing. I wouldn't have known because I was like in my own world, my own kind of bubble. But like I said, social media is opening up the doors to so many things. So now you're getting to learn so much more about your history, where you've come from. And I think this is a great opportunity to also teach our children as well, because it's so important for them to be strong and understand where they're from.
Where they come from.
Do you see what I mean? Like they have to have that rich culture, because we have it, man. We are fully seasoned. Like we are fully seasoned. There's nothing bland about being African. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like it's important to pass that on.
Africa is rich. I think we need to really grasp that.
Yeah,
definitely.
But I think with every generation we get better. So our children will do better than us. Our children will probably notice at some point that, you know what, my parents could have done this better. Maybe things that we haven't seen yet. Because maybe back then our parents didn't see that, we should have given them more culture.
Maybe there were probably things that they didn't, you know.
Do you see what I mean? Because they were like the first generation to go abroad. So for them, they're also trying to find their feet. Do you see? So for us, we do a little bit more. So our children should do a little bit more, and it should keep going like that. You know, every generation should get better. But it's what you expose your children to. You know,
that's true. I think because I moved to the UK. It was supposed to be just a holiday, and then we ended up staying.
I remember that.
I remember that. We ended up staying, and then I think I was there for 11 years. And then I had a phone call that my granddad passed away. You know, our granddad passed away, and I was like, what? And that's what took me to realize that I have to visit Ghana more. And I started doing 2 years, every 2 years, and every year, and now I love it.
So what was your first experience having come back after all that time?
I came back, everything was so weird, like, especially when people are speaking the language to you, and then it dawns on you that, oh my goodness, I've actually forgotten how to say this. It's like it's in your head, but it's not coming out.
That's how
That's the struggle.
So
after a while, I'm like, and then certain things I needed to readjust to compared to when I was here before I left. So a lot of changes. But then I thought, you know what, I need to come back often to revamp.
Could you find your way around? Did the place look similar to when you left, or were you
A
completely
lot of
lost
things
as in
changed.
Really?
Yes,
Buildings popped up.
A lot
and-
of structure, a lot of renovation, a lot of different things that have been built, the highways, new houses, and restaurants and resorts. Everything changed. So I thought, you know what, come back often. You know, I mean, our hometown is still the same.
Yeah.
Still very authentic. Very, you know,
as for Kitai, has not changed
hasn't
at all.
changed at all. We should do a vlog, really. You know,
We should
take the
actually
kids-
head down there.
Yeah, take the kids to the Volta region, the hometown, and you know, explore something.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ghana has changed a lot. Honestly, it has. So coming back more often than I did before, I'm learning more of the languages, more of the culture, and you know,
I know that the last time that I spoke to you, I asked you, would you move to Ghana? And you said in 10 years.
Not
Do you
10
still
years.
stick by that statement?
I want to move now. Please, somebody bring me
When
back
you said
now.
I was just looking at you like, 10 years, eh?
No.
Sure.
I'm trying to be realistic, you know, trying to obviously need money.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You need to
10
put
years
certain
though,
things
10
in
years
place.
is too long, guys.
It is.
Yeah, somebody sponsor me, I beg.
I
I want to move now.
I mean, you come here more than you're even there. I feel
I
like so,
know.
you know, like
if I could have a business to do here or you know set up something, I'd rather move here.
Yeah.
Ghana is sweet. You guys, you are missing out, man.
Ghana is so sweet, honestly. Yeah.
It's like people have stress. They have issues, not issues. People are struggling, but then you don't really see it.
Yeah.
There's
still a happiness somewhere. Yeah.
But over there, it's like I'm not trying to diss it, but it's really hard to.
Yeah, no, it is difficult because
It's
you
difficult.
feel when especially when the weather is not also
Consistent,
favorable as well.
yeah.
It's like
And when you don't
you're
have family
feeling
around
down,
you there as well,
You're feeling down, the weather is down, so it's like
Everything's
everything
gloomy,
is just
yeah.
gloomy, down, and you don't feel that great about anything.
But
So it's
Ghana
hard.
is too hot, but I love the
Just
hotness.
what
I
I mean?
prefer this than the cold. I'm not a cold person.
I'm not a cold person.
No.
I can't survive, you
I
know.
prefer to be sweaty. I mean, I was coming down to you.
Yeah.
My makeup's coming
But it's
up.
good, right?
But it's still a good feeling.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But yeah, I love Ghana, guys. Come
So-
to Ghana.
Yeah, that's the moral of the story. Guys, if you have children that are young, let them enjoy their culture, let them understand their culture so that they know their history, they know where they're from, so that they have that identity, because it's so important, honestly. Even if you are not really at a stage where you can teach them a language, let them learn other things, let them learn about the food, because there's so many things that we have that you can teach your children that you don't necessarily have to speak a language to be able to pass on language and culture. There are other ways that you can do it, so immerse your children. It'll be good for them. Anyway, I think that's enough talking for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I really hope so. Yeah, if you haven't already subscribed to Yaira Rose over here, please head over to her channel. I will also put her link in the description box so you can check it out there as well. She's really trying to make a go of it on YouTube, and she's sharing her experience going back and forth. And hopefully when she eventually does get to move here, she will show you her journey from the UK to here.
Yes,
hopefully
I
it'll be
will.
soon. And not in 10 years.
Soon. Amen.
Yes. Alright guys, so anyway, if you haven't subscribed to me already, please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button for me, hit the notification bell. Don't forget, also do me a favor and like, comment and share this video for me. I would appreciate it. Until next time, I am out. Nuti Papa.
Bye.